that have, well, not smaller cities, just a small amount of cities that have really big litter problems. For example, have you ever heard the expression, your bedroom could double for the New York City trash dump? Well, we would start in New York City, of course, and we just put boxes in different little places. People would go, what are those boxes? It'd have download our app on the box, like a Netflix box, and voila, we've started something new.
What obstacles do you anticipate to placing your boxes? Are you going to have to get cities to change ordinances or give you permits, or what's involved?
We would have to find companies that would be okay with us putting our box there, and we'd have to make sure that the city would have someone to come pick up the litter, and usually there is somebody that comes and picks up recycle bins and things. When you have a recycle bin, you get a specific plan for your trash, and we would partner with them to come pick up our litter.
So how do you make money?
This is a nonprofit organization.
So why as an investor should I invest in a nonprofit organization?
Because it would be for a better future.
How do I get my money back?
You get it back in the future, in that which your children and grandchildren will have. It's something that is more of for bettering yourself, because everyone has seen the dystopian TV shows or movies or read the books in which where Earth is inhabitable due to the litter and just the overall trash that has accumulated throughout the years. And this is an effort to stop that and to help the Earth so that we can have a
So, are you open to change your model if I gave you money, that I could at least get my money back? I mean, have you thought about any way to generate revenue?
We accept donations mostly, and that would be to put up more boxes or maybe pay back anybody who invested their money back.
So finding these boxes is based on an app, correct?
Yes, so the app will have like a Google Maps sort of like tab you could go into, and then it would like pinpoint locations where a litter bug bin is nearby that you could put it in.
So how are you going to advertise or get the word out for people to download the app?
Social media sites on the actual bin and other forms of media that we could get in contact with.
So I'll play the dumb judge. What's the difference between the litter bug and throwing your trash in a regular old trash can?
This has more of an incentive. You can, like we said, when you put the litter in, you can scan QR code and get points. So,
And how would I redeem the point? How does the consumer redeem the points?
you go to any nearby. Oh, I forgot.
another company that is financing it or that is helping in some way, and that you'll go. It's similar to the new McDonald's, thing where you go in and you get your mail by saying, calling up someone saying you love them. It's similar to that. It's doing that good deed, and they're giving.
You mean paying with love? Like that sticker I got yesterday?
Yes.
Have you approached any businesses that are on board with
Very
that?
clean. We talk to them, and if you have a certain amount of points, then you can get a blizzard or something like that from here.
So if you're a nonprofit, I mean, you're gonna have ongoing expenses during the year, so you gotta have some revenue stream that at least makes you.
Donations mostly, and we'll have like a little
Donations?
thing, a little number that you can call next to the litter bug box or on the app where people can call and donate.
So, have you done any market research as to how viable this idea, feedback from focus groups or online surveys or anything?
Not much. We're looking into it.
So what would you do with the investment initially, like if I gave you $1?
We'd start making boxes. We'd start putting them different places. We'd put money into creating the application and having a team go through and put them in. We'd put money into building an actual box and placing them.
So if you did this in New York City, what would success look like? How would you know if you failed or succeeded?
We'd have full boxes.
If there's anything less than full boxes, a failure?
Well, New York City, anything less than full boxes is kind of scary.
How'd you come up with the idea?
I saw a video a long time ago, and it was about a man who was in a country in like the Middle East, and they were people like dropping their trash on the ground, and every time he would go through and he would trace the trash with chalk, and he'd pick it up and he'd throw it away. And after, say, a month or something, the entire street was covered in like a kaleidoscope of traced out trash. And this person was about to drop his trash on the ground, and he looked down and he saw it, and he was like, no, I don't need to do this. And he put it in his pocket, and he waited until he found the trash can.
Walt Disney actually, when he was creating the parks, one of the things that he would go to other amusement parks and he would watch people and see how long it took them to drop a piece of trash. And what he found is people would walk 30 steps before they just dropped it, due to the fact that they could not find a trash can. And that's part of the reason that when you go to Disneyland or Disney World or any Disney park, you'll find a trash can 30 steps from wherever you are standing.
So we would find out where like litter is most like grouping, and we would put litter bug bins there.
Couldn't it be simpler with just the app? Where's the trash can?
Some people won't take that incentive. Some people, it's just not enough. They don't. If some people will walk straight by a trash can and just drop it on the ground because it's just too much effort to put it away. This isn't.
Or they look it up and go, I don't know walk that far.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Who empties your litter bug?
Usually when like fast food places have someone that comes up and picks up their trash, that's usually like the city or something. Those people that pick up the trash also offer a plan to pick up litter and like recycling, and so we would have them come and the city come and pick up the recycling, and that would be another thing we would use our investment for, is to pay for that.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, so we're from the company Epoch, and I don't know, some of you guys might have children, and for personal preference, I do not know how to do anything with a car. I don't even know if I know how to lift my hood on my car, to be honest. So I definitely do not know how to change oil, and I do not know what to do if my oil was to go bad or anything. And so we've come up with the company Epoch, and Epoch stands for Economically Precise Oil Checker.
So really what this is an oil checker. So it'll go down in your oil, and then it can either go on your dash or as an LED display on your, like where the sticker is, you know, usually. Instead it'll be an LED display. And so it'll like show you how much oil you have instead of like checking the sticker and it's past date or it's past the oil that you need to go change. So instead it'll tell you what level it's at and when you need to go change it, so it's easier for you to like know. And it's also like economically precise, because instead of going when you think it's time, like when the date says it might be ready, this tells you actually when you need to go. So it's not like, oh, you think you need to go this day, it's you need to go. So.
Any questions?
We're looking for an investment.
So how much would your product cost?
It's not really a price that you go buy. We're supplying them to all the new 2015, 2016 models, and then going so on. So it'll be we'll like get our money from Ford and Chevy and like companies that put it into their new cars as they come out.
It shouldn't be any more than $2 or $3 a month to your payment.
Cool.
Also,
I'm sorry.
that's cool. Go ahead.
Both the automobiles that we own now, it'll pop up on the dash. I mean, pop up there and tell you you're ready for an oil change. You don't have to guess, you don't have to remember. I mean, so why would I do this when it's already there?
See, the light will come up and it'll say check engine oil, and it could stay on as long. It's an estimated time. This is kind of like the gas thing they started making with the electronic gas. It'll tell you you have 23 miles till your gas is empty. This is telling you pretty much have 23 miles till you wiped out your oil. So it's just giving you more of a precise like check than just having an estimated date. to go get it. So it's saving your engine and like just saving yourself money from getting oil changes and like messing up your engine in car.
So have you thought about a way to do it for used cars, aftermarket? Because there seems like that'd be a big chunk of the market.
It'd be too much work or too much damage on the car to install another system to it. There'd be too much wiring work, and you'd have to cut into the dash in order to install it.
So you plan to market this to the actual auto manufacturers. How are you going to market to them?
Well, today everything's trying to be more economic, so if they were to turn this down, it'd be saying that they don't want the world, to be more friendly and the environment-wise. They want our economy to be better. And when your oil goes down and you're like burning up your car, like if you didn't know when to change your oil and you just continue using your oil after it's pretty much burnt out, it damages your engine, and you don't want that. And if your car company has this thing that allows you to know, that I have to change my oil in this amount of miles, then you're gonna get the best use out of your oil, and you're not damaging your engine at all.
The marketing to these companies, that every company wants an edge over. Ford wants an edge over Chevy. Everybody wants an edge. If they like get this before Chevy, if Ford gets this before Chevy, they're gonna have the advantage over Chevy. Then Chevy's gonna need the advantage, so they're gonna have to keep it's gonna be just, we're not gonna have to compete with others for our product. They're gonna do the competing for us.
How does this detect when your oil is getting old?
Well, after your engine runs a lot, it gets really hot and it burns up your oil and it releases certain chemicals. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what those chemicals were. I've done enough research, but pretty much we're trying to take that idea and allow it to detect, once you've got this amount of, almost like a pH strip, it's like, this is your acidity of whatever. If you have like apple juice or whatnot, well, it's pretty much the same idea, and it checks it every once in a while, and it takes it, filters it, and sees what you have left.
So have you had any conversations with the manufacturers or with the automakers to see if they're interested?
We're still waiting for callbacks.
And how would you use our investment today?
We will start getting out our ideas to them. We'll start like the whole process of getting it to them so they can start competing. And then we'll start bringing out the model and testing it so they can see that it actually works. And then they'll start buying it, and we'll start mass producing all of it for their new cars.
So the selling point for the consumer is for me, I can drive longer knowing precisely when my oil is going to be good, and therefore there's more time between oil changes, and therefore over time I save money. Is that kind of...
Yes. Over time you'll save money and you'll save repairs on your engine due to bad oil being into your engine.
How'd you come up with the idea? Who burned up an engine?
Didn't burn up the engine. I just thought everything's trying to be more economic today, and I was like, this might sell. Good idea, I wanted to go along with everybody else.
So have you done any market research to see how viable it is?
Kind of ish, not really. Ford already has the system in it, but we want everyone to have it. So everyone gets a share of this, and not just Ford people don't burn out their engines and whatnot.
Thank you. Thank you.